Discussion Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis, Character, Summary and Themes with original textual quotations point by point. Franz Kafka's The Metamorphosis is a seminal work of modernist literature that delves into alienation, identity, and human suffering through the surreal transformation of its protagonist. Below is an analysis of its characters, summary, and themes, supported by original textual references. Key characters. A. Gregor Samsa. The protagonist, a traveling salesman who inexplicably transforms into a giant insect. His character represents the alienation of the modern individual. Quote, "When Gregor Samsa woke up one morning from unsettling dreams, he found himself changed in his bed into a monstrous vermin." This opening line sets the stage for the absurdity of Gregor's plight and his isolation from his family and society. Greta Samsa, Gregor's younger sister, initially caring but later becomes resentful of Gregor's presence. Quote, "At first, she used to call to him from the other room, but even this gradually ceased." Greta's changing attitude reflects the theme of familial estrangement. Mr. Samsa, Gregor's father, a domineering figure who becomes increasingly hostile toward Gregor. Quote, "The father relentlessly pressed forward, hissing like a wild man." This scene symbolizes Mr. Samsa's aggression and Gregor's loss of familial belonging. Summary. Part 1. Gregor Samsa wakes to discover he has transformed into a giant insect. Despite his shocking metamorphosis, Gregor worries more about being late for work. His family is horrified but also concerned about losing their financial stability, as Gregor is the primary breadwinner. Quote, "If I didn't hold back for my parents' sake, I would have quit long ago." Part 2. Confined to his room, Gregor becomes increasingly alienated. Greta initially cares for him, but his father reacts violently. Over time, Gregor's physical and emotional condition deteriorates. Quote, "He could not help snapping his jaws in the air a few times at the sight of coffee, to show himself he was still able to taste it." Part 3. The family rents a room to lodgers for financial stability. The lodgers discover Gregor and leave in disgust. This leads the family to decide Gregor must go. Ultimately, Gregor succumbs to his injuries and neglect, dying in his room. Quote, "He thought back on his family with deep emotion and love." Themes. Alienation and isolation. Gregor's transformation into an insect symbolizes his estrangement from his family and society. Quote, "He was used to lying quietly in the dark for hours thinking of his job. his family, and the unpromising future. This demonstrates Gregor's pre-existing isolation, which intensifies after his metamorphosis. The burden of responsibility. Gregor's sense of duty to support his family becomes a source of his misery and eventual downfall. Quote, "He was a tool of the boss, without brains or backbone." This highlights Gregor's dehumanization even before his physical transformation. Family dynamics. The Samsa's treatment of Gregor reflects shifting family roles and the conditional nature of love. Quote, "We must get rid of it," cried his sister. This signifies the family's rejection of Gregor once he ceases to be useful to them. Absurdity of existence. The novel exemplifies Kafkaesque absurdity, where extraordinary events are met with indifference or pragmatism. Quote, "What now, if this calm and composure were not to be disturbed by his pain?" Gregor's focus on mundane concerns amidst his grotesque transformation underscores the absurdity of life. Identity and transformation. Gregor's physical transformation parallels his loss of identity and humanity. Quote, "Was he an animal, that music could move him so?" This reflects his struggle to reconcile his human emotions with his insect form. Conclusion. Kafka's The Metamorphosis is a profound exploration of existential dread and societal alienation. Through Gregor's transformation, Kafka critiques familial bonds, societal expectations, and the human condition.